Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so hi everyone. Very good afternoon, guys. So, guys, I have Yana with me. Her name is Yana Shah, and she has completed a BSc Computer Science, BS Computer Science with Purdue University, and she's been training people on AI, agentic AI, and stuff. So she's here to, teach us on N8N. So she's going to start, and we're going to assume, as usual, that you guys are starting from zero level. So we'll start from the basics. We'll go slow and little by little. Okay. So today she will be walking you through an A10 slide, a project or a demo, and then we'll continue in the following weeks. Okay. So I don't want people to miss it out. A lot of people asked for. I wanted to do it yesterday, and I didn't want it to be like I start yesterday and with less people and more people coming today, and people are not aligned. So that's why I wanted to start on Sunday, and then we're going to continue on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So please be polite to her. She's new. Okay. So what I would suggest is let her go through the sessions and let her, at the end, you can ask your questions or you can keep posting your questions on the chat and we will walk through. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So guys, please excuse my voice and my, the background because there's a wedding happening here. So I'm at my brother's wedding. So a little bit of noise here. So please excuse me. And I think, just check whether you're able to share the screen and your audio is fine so that we can get started.
Yeah, hi. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, hi, my name is Yana. Let's get started. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Yana, and like Sarva said, I'm pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science and AI at Purdue University. So Purdue University is one of the top engineering universities in the entire world. So I've worked with a lot of training for AI agents and models, and I've deployed them in production. So today we're going to be looking at that. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, you're visible.
Yes. Yeah, it's visual.
Okay. So, how many of you spent more than 2 hours this week doing something repetitive, whether it's copy pasting data, writing the same email, chasing people to email you back, manually pulling up a report? All of this is very repetitive manual work. So, I think a lot of places in India right now, especially, have these repetitive processes in place, and it could use a lot of automation, which would save a lot of time. So, this is exactly what we're learning today. We're going to be building two AI agents today without any coding knowledge required. So, also, I want you to drop in any questions you have in the chat whenever you want, and I'll get to them in a bit. Okay. So,
Yeah, is this meeting getting recorded, by the way, for future reference?
sorry?
Yeah, is this meeting getting recorded for future reference?
Yes, I think it is getting
Yes.
recorded.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, please let me know if my screen stops getting shared. I'll just keep going now. So, right now, the world has already changed, and there are a lot of companies that have AI automation in their workflow, in their business procedures. So, PwC released a 2025 State of AI report, and it surveyed thousands of organizations globally, and 79% of them have said that AI agents are running somewhere in the business. So, what's more surprising is that companies that have invested in AI, they say that their return on investment is projected to be 171%. So basically, if your organization has spent 10 lakhs implementing AI workflow or AI automation, then the average company is getting back the equivalent of 27 lakhs in value within just 12 months. And 96% of IT leaders say that they are expanding their use of AI agents this year. And this that organizations are already seeing results and they are putting more money into it. And especially in India, the AI adoption is accelerating very fast, particularly in IT services like banking and other financial procedures, etc. So these are some other statistics that just prove what I said. Um, so basically, there's these three companies, Klarna, JP Morgan, and Salesforce, and I picked up some statistics on them to show you how relevant this AI agents are to today's industry. So there's this company called Klarna, if you're not familiar with it. They're one of the largest fintech companies in the entire world. It's a buy now, pay later platform. They have tens of millions of customers globally, and so customer service is a massive operational challenge there. Um, you are, oh, can everyone not see my statistics? Yeah, I'm showing PPT. Are they not visible?
We only see the first slide.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Mm.
Yeah, I was able to see the other slide, second slide where you give the statistics.
Okay, let me try to reshare my screen. Sorry, can you see now?
Yeah. We are visible now.
Okay. Sorry about that. So basically, what I was saying is Klarna is one of the biggest companies in fintech, and they have reported having $40 million added in profit in just a year after they have deployed a customer service agent which did work equivalent to 700 employees on a global scale. Um, and this has, you can read the statistics here. Then JP Morgan again had a 95% faster client response, and Salesforce saved $5 million in legal costs. So basically, Salesforce is a company that works in CRM or customer relationship management, and they had to spend a lot of time on contracts and legal services. They would spend a lot of money on getting legal counsel from outside their company, and it would be very expensive. So they just developed an agent that was trained on legal data, and it helped in redlining contracts. So redlining basically just means that it suggested changes in their contracts, and they saved more than $5 million by stopping the fact that they're hiring external counsel and with this bot. Okay, so this is the automation ladder. So right now, most of India is just doing manual work and is on level one, where a human is doing everything every single time. There's nothing wrong with this. It works very well too. It's just very time consuming. So this is basically the case for most companies in India right now. Then there is level two, which is automation. So companies for the last 20 years have just been working on very small scope of automation. Like, for example, if it's 9 a.m., you have a reminder set for 9 a.m. to remind you to do a meeting with your clients or something like that. Or you get a weekly summary. So if X, do Y. There's no AI in it, no thinking. It's just what you've programmed it to do. Now, level three is what we're going to be doing today, which is the AI workflow, where something happens and then the AI decides what to do. This is the actual intelligent part. Then, after it decides on what to do, it produces an outcome, and according to that outcome, it follows up and actually does something. This is what we are going to be focusing on today and next Saturday. Then level 4 is building an actual autonomous agent. Now, the difference between level 3 and 4 is that level 3 still has some sort of human interaction and level 4 has none. This is what companies globally are trying to do. They're trying to deploy agents which have all the context, all the data, and they can make their own decisions on their own. So, for example, you just need to set a goal. The agent will decide how to do anything and everything to get to it. This is what we'll be covering next Sunday. Okay, so what actually is an AI agent? To put it into perspective, let's compare traditional software and what an AI agent is. So, traditional software till now we've seen is more like a recipe book. It tells you exactly what to do step by step. So there's an algorithm, like I said. For example, if the time is 9 a.m., then it'll prompt you or like send a reminder that, oh, you have to meet your client right now. So it's very rigid, very small scope. There is nothing intelligent about it. It's the same output every single time. And now, what is an AI agent? An AI agent is more like a chef. You give it a goal and it figures out the steps on its own. So, for a chef, you just say something like, I want pav bhaji, or I want biryani, or I want fried rice. The chef will figure out what ingredients to get, how to make it. It'll handle everything and just give you the outcome at the end. That is exactly what an AI agent is. Now, something important to remember here is that an AI agent is different from just using ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever AI your company is currently using. This is because when you use ChatGPT, for example, you probably have to write some input, wait for the output to come back. It's a very small scale kind of thing. It can't take actions on its own unless you connect it to your other apps like Gmail or Slack or Excel. Now, an agent, on the other hand, it's an entire workflow of steps. The agent gets triggered by something and it does something. It takes steps on its own. That's what the primary difference is between both of them. Okay. Do we have any questions till now?
No. As
Okay.
of now, no.
Okay. Let's continue. So, how do we build an AI agent? So, every useful agent that I've seen globally working has these same five parts. This is basically breaking down every workflow into five essential parts. So, if you mastered these five parts, you will be able to build a workflow that works perfectly. So, first, we need a trigger where something is happening to trigger your AI agent. So either for example, say we want the AI agent to summarize summarize this entire meeting right now and send you a summary at the end. Okay. So what is the trigger? The trigger is the Zoom meeting ending and the transcript of the Zoom meeting. So that would be the trigger. Or for example, you want an AI agent that takes all the job applications and sorts them and then recommends the perfect candidate for you. So then the trigger is getting the job applications in. Okay. Then we have the context where the AI agent is gathering what's needed. So it'll take additional information to make the decision. Okay. So, for example, for the job applications, we need to tell the AI what it's hiring for. It could be hiring for a software engineering position, for a sales position, or for project management. You give it the context. Then you give it maybe your company's values, beliefs, what skills it's looking for. So, this is the extra context. Next comes the reasoning step. This is primarily where you would use a model that's been established in the world. For example, OpenAI, Anthropic's models, or Gemini, Olama, anything, whatever model you want, based on your company's budget, you can pick here. So I will say that the website, the platform we're using right now, which is N8N, N8N has a lot of free OpenAI credits. So when you do start, it's a good way to experiment with it. But then when you scale with it, you would probably need to pay some money and maybe make a small investment in the tokens. Finally, we have the action where something actually gets done. So, say in the reasoning part, the AI decided that who the top applicant is from all the job applicants like all the resumes it screens. Suppose it took 50 resumes and it returned 3 candidates that are perfect for the role we're looking for. Then the action would probably be to send them emails asking them for another interview or telling them that we're glad that your skills align with our company and we're looking for more. So something actually gets done here. Or maybe you get an email saying we've narrowed down 3 candidates, you send it to your leadership. Then finally, memory. This is an optional step, but it is a very powerful one. It logs the result. So basically, for whatever operation your agent is doing, every time it has a result, it will remember that result. So that next time it won't be repeating what it just did. Okay. So these are examples of agents you would probably be able to build after this presentation. So like I just gave you an example, job application screener. So if an application arrives, the AI will probably score it out of 10. And then it will give an alert if the score is more than or equal to 7. It'll probably send a Slack message to some leadership. Then you could probably build a weekly report agent that is automated at every 5 p.m. on a Friday. It will email to your boss, your project manager, the weekly report. Then you could build a meeting notes bot. Again, I gave this example earlier. So basically, when a Zoom meeting ends and you get this transcript, the agent can take the transcript, make a summary on its own, divide it into the action items, important deadlines, sort through it, and then it can email you the same. Then we have customer support. So this is very important when your organization is global and it has a lot of customers waiting, maybe hundreds of thousands of customers. So it would be very expensive to have a customer support section in itself or just manually dealing with all those requests. So instead of having a lot of employees dedicated to that, you can just every time a ticket arrives, you can just give it to the AI agent, and the AI agent will just either escalate it to a human employee if needed, else it can just solve the common FAQs on its own. So this will save a lot of time for the company and a lot of money as well. Finally, we also can build something like an invoice processing tool where the PDF arrives of whatever invoice, and then you can extract the fields of related to your payment, the date, the amount, and then you can update them in an Excel sheet on its own. The agent will do all of this, and you will just have to sit back and watch it do all the work for you. All you need to do is set up the workflow, and it can probably do all 5 things together as well if you set up a very complex workflow. Okay, so the tool is N8N that we are going to be using today. It's a very simple platform, very intuitive and visual, where it's just a whiteboard where you can draw your workflow out, and you can add in separate nodes that just show you exactly what's happening. So every block will do one thing. And then you just add connections between the blocks, which are just lines which show how the data is going to flow. And according to that, once you test it out, you can publish it, and then it'll keep running in the background. So this is the first agent we will be building today. This is a job application screener that I also talked about earlier. So that again, we are following the 5-step recipe that we saw earlier. We need a trigger, context, AI brain, format, and we need to send the actual email. So the trigger is the application arriving. Then the AI brain will score it from 1 to 10. And then it will have a recommendation ready whether to hire the applicant or not. Then we have an if branch. So if the applicant scores more than 7, the AI will put the applicant in one category. And if it doesn't, then it'll put it in the other category. So in this case, we have an Excel sheet with 2 pages. One page will have the accepted candidates and one will have the rejected candidates. And the AI will sort on its own. After that, it will alert the hiring manager. So in our case, we're going to be sending an email with the accepted people or the rejected people. We can do that or we can just keep it on a spreadsheet. And then you can just keep logging it. So this doesn't have any memory here because that is a little bit complex to build on for today's session, but it will keep storing all the data in the spreadsheet. Okay, so I will start the N8N demo now. We're going to build this job application screener. Yes, I can provide the PDF after the session. I will email it to you. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is an Excel sheet I've kept ready for this demo. And this is the first sheet where you would see the accepted applications, and sheet 2, you would see the rejected applications ideally. Okay. So here we will start our workflow. Okay, so you can sign up for N8N. It's a free service, and it'll give you 14 days of a free trial, and then you can pay after that. And also it gives you a lot of free tokens for OpenAI if you use it. So we'll be using that for this demo. So first, let's create a form that will give us. This is just like a Google form kind of thing that N8N has inbuilt as a service. So we can use it for the demo to give the mock data for job application, like the people who apply. So mm, let's keep some very like a small number of fields. You can just add form element and then just make the questions on the form. So for now, I'm just doing 3 things. So we'll take the name of the applicant, the job they're applying for, and then the skills. That's it. And then that got saved. So if I go to this test URL, mm, okay, so here when I execute the step, the form will be available. So for example, if I execute the step here, so the form is available. I can just put my name, web engineer. Okay, so now it got recorded here. So here. So it got recorded in this node, whatever I submitted here. And now let's see what happens. This was our trigger, right? Now we need to put the data we get in from the form into an AI model. So the AI can analyze whether I'm a good fit or not. Okay, so now we are using OpenAI's model, and we will choose messenger model because we just need text here. So like I said, N8N has a lot of free OpenAI credits, and we're using the messenger model operation. For the model, you can choose whichever one you want. I am just using mini right now. And so this is the important part. So we need a prompt that will help the AI understand what to do with the data you are giving it. So here we have the input data for whatever I gave in the form. Here you can see the sample data. So what does the AI actually do with this? That you can specify here in the prompt. So I have prepared a prompt in advance for this. Uh, 1 second. Okay, so I have prepared a prompt that says, you are a hiring assistant for a corporate HR team in India. A job application has been submitted. Based on the information, score this candidate from 1 to 10. Consider their listed skills and how relevant they are to the role. Now, let me add one thing. We are looking for a software engineer to build a full stack app. Okay. So basically, now we are giving the AI data. So, candidate name. What data are we giving the AI? We're giving the name that we got from the form, right? So, here I'm putting my name. So you can just drag from here and then keep it here. And the code just comes out on its own. This is just a JSON that formatting thing, and it'll just generate on its own. So the role applied for, I'll keep here. And the skills that I listed will be in this block. And then I've said respond in this format. Score between 1 and 10, one sentence explaining the score. Okay. So this is all we need. Then finally, we can just close this off for now. And we can even just execute it right now to see what it will say for the test data. Okay. So here, the score it gave is 5 because it says the candidate has programming skills in Python and Java, which are relevant, but it lacks the explicit mention of full stack development. So it scored my whatever I gave it, and it said a 5. So that's not more than a 7. So ideally, it will not score that categorize that in the accepted list. Now, to actually make our agent categorize accepted and rejected applicants, we need to do one thing. We need to add a node called an if node. So this basically just sees if the score is more than 7, then it will put it in the accepted pile, and if it's less than 7, it'll put it in the rejected pile. So we take our text here. If our text, what is the condition? If the text that the model gave, the messenger model operation, the text that it gave, if here, if it is containing 7, so if it has 7, or the thing is, it has to put it in accepted if it's 7, 8, 9, or 10, right? So we can just do the same thing. We can do if it is 7, or if it contains 8, or if it contains 9, or it contains 10. Then it should go in the accepted pile. Okay. So we have an if statement here, and if it has if it is what we're looking for, then we wanted to log into the Excel sheet that I have built. So, we can connect another node called sheets and say append row in sheet because we're just adding a row. So this is already connected to my account, but initially it will ask you to connect your account. Then operation is appending a row, and the document we are choosing is called job applications. So it went to my account and it saw all the available Excel sheets. So because this is a new account, I just have one called job applications, and it just connected to it. If I had more, then it would show more. And then we have two sheets, sheet one and sheet two. So for accepted clients, we candidates, we're doing sheet one. So we'll just do sheet one, and then it will map the columns. So that basically means that in my job applications, the sheet, I have 4 columns: name, job applied for, skills, and the overall recommendation of the AI. So these 3 columns are just from the form, and then this is the AI recommendation. So it's mapped all of them out. But now where is the data? So we take the name from the form submission, then the job applied for. Again, we drag the input and put it here. One second. And then we put the recommendation from the AI model, which is, what's the recommendation? It's the text. You can see the sample data here. So we just drag the text and put it in. And we can even see this work. So I'll just execute this step to show you. So if I
Hey,
go
hi,
here,
Anna.
hi.
Can you just zoom a bit? Okay, if possible. And then,
Okay,
little bit, and slow down it, just a little bit. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yeah, fine. Mhm.
Okay. Mm, okay. Mm. Oh, right. Because my data right now is saying it scored me as a 5, it won't put me in the accepted list. So we need to figure out what happens if the data is false. Because right now my score is 5, which it's not more than 7. Okay. Um, I see Sunil has a question. Can you?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so Yana, the question is on the score. How is the model deciding the score? Are we giving any logic to it, or is it having a bias based on the model it is chosen?
Okay, so that completely depends on your prompt. So, right now for the demo, I've kept the prompt very simple and I've just asked it to score on its own based on the fact that we want to hire a software engineer to build a full stack app. But ideally, you will be giving more parameters, whatever skills your job is looking for. You can just paste your entire job description in basically. So, it'll depend on the prompt more than the model.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. Okay. So, right now, because my score is,
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, how did you log in, ma'am, actually, to this website, actually? The
Okay.
N8N, something like that.
Yeah. So we just go to N8N and you just go to the website and then you do get started. And then I've already signed in, but it will ask you for your email and then you can just create an account.
Okay, thank you.
Then it has 14 days free. And then also when you sign in, it has OpenAI credits. You can use the OpenAI model for some time for free. And then once your usage runs out, you'll have to pay for some sort of whatever model you're using. But it has some tokens for free. So the first initial workflows you are building, it should work with the free credits.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Okay,
One more
so
question, right, before we proceed. I'm not able to raise my hand, so that's fine.
yeah,
Just yeah.
definitely. That
Uh, First question is right where we give the condition as 7 or 8, right? Can't we do in a single kind of condition greater than or less than 5?
So if I'm sorry, your voice is breaking.
Uh, Audible? It's better now, or hello?
Uh, yeah. Can you try speaking again?
Yeah. What I was telling that the condition when you gave, right, it was 7 or 8, something like that, right? So
Yeah.
can't we give greater than 5 is okay and less than 5 is not okay? Because now it is within 10, so it's easy to give 7, 8, 9. But in a bigger range, it will be difficult, right? So can't we give a conditional statement with greater than less than in that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, right now, this in the text output, it's an entire text output. It's not just the score. Okay. So for the
Mhm.
simplicity of the demo, I've just said the entire text output, if it contains 7, or if it contains 8, or if it contains 9, or if it contains 10, because if I did more than equal to 7, it would compare if the entire text block is more than equal to 7, not just the score, if you're understanding, because this is a text parameter, you can't compare it to a number here.
Okay, so we can't make it a number or integer or any kind of uh, numbers like that. So it is given as text, so it will come as a text. So this is the score that is coming up. So can't we make it in as a number?
We can make it a number. So the thing is, for right now, I wanted the AI
Mhm.
to output why
Okay,
it
you need
is.
a reason as well. So that's why you have to put it in text. Okay, got it,
Yes,
got it, got it. Yeah.
yes.
Now the second question is when this Excel output Excel is being created, those column names are those you are defining somewhere, or it just takes whatever the input columns along and appends the recommendation column.
Okay, so this Excel sheet I created on my own. It has
Mm,
these three are the same as the form that we
mm.
made, and then recommendation is what the AI is going to give. So I made these columns on my own for now, and then the agent just parses the columns, and then we are telling the agent that in the name column you put the name. We are telling it.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. So Excel sheet you are creating, and somehow you are giving the source of that Excel sheet to this tool out there, right? So and
Yeah,
it is taking the columns out there. Okay, thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
thank you.
No
Yeah,
worries.
thanks.
Do you want me to go over this node again, like the appending row in the job applications, how I did it? I can just do that again. Okay, okay. So I'll just continue then. So the thing is, if my score was more than a 7, it would have appended my row. But because it's not, it's in false. As you can see, the line is green here because it's false. So what happens when it's not more than 7, the score? So we connect it to Google Sheets again. We have to append row, but we append the row in the different sheet. In this sheet, sheet 2. So what we do is we choose the document, job applications, and we choose from sheet 2. So it's mapping the columns, and now it's again this it just took the columns out. Then on form submission, we have name, so we just drag. Then we have the job applying for, then we have the skills, and then the recommendation is an output that the AI is giving. So we take the text and we put it in. So after that, this is complete. We can execute and check if this is working. So now here, the second sheet, this is the rejection sheet. It says score 5, reason the candidate, whatever reason we just saw. So this is the rejection sheet and the accepted sheet is empty because we haven't seen any candidate yet to be accepted. So this is the entire workflow, and we can now see what happens if we put data for an accepted candidate. So I just clicked execute workflow here, and then it took me to the job application link. So for example, I put Aryan Sharma applying for, say, full stack developer. So I think the AI should score this higher because it's a full stack developer. So let's see. So I've submitted it, and now, oh, okay. So the AI is scoring it a 6 because iOS development is less relevant. So ideally, see again, the accepted sheet is empty, and here the rejected sheet, this candidate is there. Okay, let's do it one more time and see. Oh. Okay, so this is exactly what we want to hire. Let's see what the AI does.
Can we, give an option of uploading a resume and it picks up the skill sets from there and auto, filters accordingly, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, definitely. So that is exactly what should happen ideally. So this was just built for the simplicity of our demo, but yeah, you can have something in place that parses the resume and then fills in the forms, and then the form can trigger everything. So there would be a node before this that would parse all the fields of the resume. That would be a little more advanced, but I can cover that in the upcoming sessions if you want.
Maybe just the name of a tool, which is the tool to be used as part of the node, and if you can just share that, that'll be great. We can, further work on it ourselves.
Okay, okay. Um, Let me see. Okay. So for I think what you could have is whatever service you're using to take the resumes in. So what service do you usually use to get candidates' resumes in?
Either Naukri,
Naukri? Okay, so do you get PDFs or what kind of formats do you get?
yeah, mostly PDFs or Word, but yeah, mostly PDFs.
Okay, so you can have actually instead of on form submission, here you can just you can probably take the PDF and then put it directly in OpenAI, and it will parse. You can just have the AI model parse it instead, actually. That would also be another way to do it.
So can we not ask end user to upload whether PDF or Word, and then once AI model classifies, it gets into a form wherein we ask same end user to just check for the confirmation all skill sets are tagged properly, so that we avoid any wrong queuing of the candidate. And then once he says, yeah, okay, all skill sets captured correctly, then it uh, moves data into the right sheet and the score also.
Okay, so that's a good question. So I think you could do that. So I will. Okay, let's take an example that the candidate emails their PDF or it sends it in through Naukri or whatever. So you have the PDF basically. So then you need to extract the PDF text. Now there's multiple ways of doing this. You could probably use a service online and then use the data of that as input inside this, or you can probably have another agent in place that connects to Naukri and then takes the PDFs and emails them to you. And then the email, you can connect the email to this agent, which takes from your email the PDFs and then parses the resume, checks the skills. Like you said again, it classifies according to the skills. So that depends on your prompt. So for the simplicity of the demo, I kept the prompt very simple, but you can again add more things in it. You can put your entire job description and you can tell the AI to act as a senior recruiter for your company and only accept applicants which have maybe 70% of the skills or 80% of the skills, and then accordingly classify them. So basically, what my point is that you will have the PDFs of your applicants. You just need a way to parse the data and then put it in the model. So there's many ways to do that. One way would be to just maybe connect whatever service you're using, like Naukri, to the workflow, and then before it's going um, in the model, you connect the node here, and then it'll just go in the model, parse it, and then accordingly just categorize the applicants.
And one more thing, in this workflow, can we have this model box twice? Maybe one before the submission, and I mean, can this be multiple times? Maybe when I get the PDF, I do the screening in one box, right, of the model,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it refills the form, right, and then do this kind of checks. So can it? Is it possible? So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
okay.
It's possible because, like I
Twice
said,
as well.
sorry.
Yeah, we can put it in multiple times as well. Right? So whenever is
Yes.
needed, so we will use that.
Yeah, and one more thing. So the thing is, this is a global platform, so I don't think it has a node for Naukri yet. It has a lot of nodes for a lot of different websites, but for Naukri, I don't think it has anything because Naukri doesn't have like direct API access because it's just for Indian platforms for now. So what you could do is you can download the PDFs from Naukri and then email them to your inbox. Basically, like I said, you'll have to have Gmail involved. It'll just simplify the process. And then the Gmail trigger will be here, which will fire it. And then it'll take the model will take the PDF connected to the email it received and then parse it and then categorize it.
So, did you create the form beforehand?
Yeah, I created the form right now when we just started. So, N8N has a inbuilt feature called N8N form. So you can just use that to build whatever form you want to, and then it just like a very basic form it will build. I'll show it to you here. One second. Oh, okay. It needs to execute. Here. So this is a very basic one. You can probably have Google Forms, or if you're using other job platforms like Naukri or Internshala, I think is one that's being used here. So you can, because they are not internationally connected, they don't have a lot of API access. So you would probably have to figure a way to download the resumes and email them maybe. And then when you email your resumes, the agent will probably be able to take it from your Gmail and then parse everyone's resumes and then categorize as accepted or rejected, if that makes sense.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
This
Okay.
automation has can accept inputs from Git as well, or Git actions. Let's say I set up a Git action on receiving any new PDFs on its platform, and if user were to upload the PDFs on Git, uh, would it be able to accept that as a trigger?
Okay. So Git actions, you're saying you'll set up a Git action and the user will upload the PDF. Okay,
Yeah.
so using that as a trigger. Um, I think it does have a trigger for Git. I can check 1 second. Mm. Yeah, it does have Git triggers. So, yeah, you can do that. I think you can connect the repository that you're using, and then it would probably ideally should be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that using webhooks concept. We can authenticate with GitHub.
Yeah, yeah. So the GitHub trigger would probably like that would be the trigger. Then it would download the PDF, extract the text, and then it would put it into the OpenAI mode, the model, and then it would go in the if, and it would categorize.
Does it work with the Microsoft maybe SharePoint? Can we check that quickly?
Microsoft SharePoint. Let me check.
I mean the trigger. Let's say if let's say SharePoint.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does.
Okay, good,
Okay,
good.
so you would probably again you can put it as a trigger. Like here, there are a lot of operations that are in place for SharePoint, so you can download files, update them. So yeah, you could probably download file, and then from there you can again just put the PDFs in OpenAI, and then it'll get categorized.
Yes, thanks.
Yana, one question. So let's say we create the model, we are getting the PDFs, and we are feeding it into the LLM. LLM is going to classify the details, and as Anup had mentioned, we will autofill the form, but we still need a user uh, prompt to say that this is the right data that is being filled. So in such a workflow, let's say our autofilled form is in enterprise. It's situated within our enterprise, right? It's internal, and can we link or provide a link to the internal file on these forms on N8N?
Can you clarify what you mean by internal file?
So let's say it's actually having the domain, let Oracle within Oracle domain you have the job portals, and on those job portals that's where the autofill happens. So if that portal is to have a cross reference link from that site to here on the on form submission, like the point where you're trying to show the case the form to the user and you're awaiting his or her prompt, is it possible?
Okay. So as long as they have some sort of way to link it to the trigger here, let me see what. Okay, so Oracle has these tools here. So
Okay, it totally depends
Uh,
only on whom they're
uh,
able to connect, is it?
yeah, so you'll have to check what tools N8N has
uh,
provided.
Yana,
Yeah.
the problem over here, what Sunil is saying is not that Oracle as a database, but he's saying, like right now, these Excel sheets, if you are working in an enterprise, will lie in the enterprise domain, right? Now, when you're asking user to, you are technically feeding back your Excel data to your front end form, right? Now, when that front end form is getting filled, technically at the end user which is not part of that domain, so you know then if there is any editing is happening, how the person outside that domain is accessing it and updating it, will it allow that? That's what the question is,
Correct.
be it Oracle or any other organization.
Okay.
Did you got the
Okay.
question?
Yeah, so basically you're asking me if that we are
Okay,
feeding the
so
data to.
for
Yeah.
example, this Excel is in Oracle company, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Oracle wants to hire someone, and you have that workflow wherein user uploads the form, right? The resume. Then there is a form, electrical form which comes up, which says, okay, you uploaded the resume. These are the fields you filled in. Are these okay? The information filled is, what is in the resume. We are just taking a confirmation, right? So at that stage, because that user is not in Oracle, so can he or she do a okay? And how, this data is going out, and whatever he puts in will come into the enterprise records. So
Right.
how is that switch happening, and how is that access being given? Right, Sunil?
Yes, that was my point. Yeah.
Okay, so you're asking how the data is flowing from outside the enterprise into Oracle without giving the external person any access, right?
Yeah, Oracle being an example to an external getting auto prompted. If they are making edits, how is it getting stored within? So you said on form submission wherein you have presented an URL, right, of a form. So similarly, when we are giving an external point of contact or a point of repository, how does it connect an interface? That's the only point question here.
Okay. Uh, so basically, N8N in itself, I think, works with the nodes that it has inbuilt. So, the external person, whoever is hitting the URL, N8N will receive the request. So, this is the only thing that's exposed to the outside. So, N8N talks to Oracle, SharePoint, whatever internally, and then the response comes back through N8N to the user. So, the URL is N8N's address, and the internal systems will not have any public URL. So, I think it's more like what the URL is like when you set up any webhook or trigger in N8N, it will generate a URL which is self-hosted, And so I guess it just talks internally to whatever service is there, and then the response comes back through N8N to the user.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Because
Uh,
what we will also do is, park this question as well. Okay. We will work out on a few samples and we will see how this turns out. Yeah. Will that be fine, guys? Will
Definitely.
this? Hmm?
Yeah, that's
Yes, sir.
like I can do that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll hold this question. Just note it down, Yana. Okay. So, Sunil, what we will do is we'll see, how this works. And when we deploy it, we'll get to know, right? So, hold this for now. Okay. So, today was like more of an introduction, but glad you guys are going well in advance. Okay, good. No, problem. Just note this down. Okay, then we will get back to them. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. These are I think these are
Yeah.
like more the architecture, security sort of questions. These are very interesting to talk about because they're more of the real world application. This is more just like a
Oh,
simple demo, but definitely those are things to keep in mind when you're publishing it into the real world.
oh, cool.
Yeah. So, basically, like I just showed you guys, the form gets submitted, then it goes in the model, and then it gets categorized, and then it gets listed here. So the data we've entered till now, we entered three people's data, and it got categorized into the rejected stack and the accepted stack here. So this was basically the entire workflow that we prepared for the job screening tool. And I think there's one more workflow that I want to make. So are there any suggestions on what workflow you guys want to make? I can do one of those, or I can just do one I've prepared. So are there any recommendations or suggestions on what workflow to make? You guys can put that in the chat box and I can get back to that. Okay, so I am seeing some messages.
Oh,
Project reports
hear me.
collection.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Actually, if you can give us time to work with you in the demo session, we will get some kind of exposure in the workflow setting and defining the which particular message model should be used. That kind of things. If we help us to come along with you when we are when you are walking us through, that will be great, I think.
Okay, definitely. So, does everyone have access to just like you would just need internet and an email ID? So you guys can go on to N8N and log in and create your accounts. And once that's done, I can do a live demo with you guys if that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure, if not all, at least two-thirds of the majority who are participating here will be in a position to have that internet connection for N8N for the trial version and all. Because that kind of thing will gives more confidence, for the people who are novice like us learning first time in the
Yeah.
life.
Okay, definitely. So let's
Thank
pick a
you.
very simple use case that you guys can do with me. So just,
Sure.
I think I'll wait for 2 minutes and you guys can create your accounts till then and we'll go on after that. I'll wait till 4:10. Let me know if you've created your account in the chat box. I can proceed then.
I am done and I'm waiting. That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
I think that will make learning a little slower. We can cover the content because this recording is available, and then next weekend we have Yana again, so we can share our doubts.
Yeah, Yana, what we'll do is, yes, sir. Yana, you just finish what you planned today, okay, and then probably we'll give them 10-15 minutes time, okay, or else like they can always catch up the recording, and then we can also get by. I'll ask them to share the notes with you.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so I think what we can do is the ideas in the chat, I can look into doing those for next time. And I'll just go on with the example that I have for this time. And definitely, maybe next time you guys can have your accounts created and follow along in the background and let me know if you have any questions and something's not working. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. 1 second. Okay. So now what I was initially planning on doing was a very simple meeting summary bot that basically just takes in the Zoom meetings transcript, that whatever Zoom meeting you've had, and then it turns it into an actionable plan and then emails it to the people involved in your meeting. So basically what you do is, again here I for the input I just created again like an N8N form. So this for the demo I'm using this, but obviously you can have whatever API you want. You can look at the nodes that N8N is providing and choose whatever is applicable for your input. So for simplicity, I just took this, and this will take a Zoom transcript as input. Okay. So this is just a form, and if we want to see it work, it's just a simple form that takes you here, and you can put in a Zoom transcript. And then after that, you would feed this transcript into your model. So your model will basically classify all the deadlines, all whatever responsibilities are allocated to what person. So again, we'll use OpenAI. We'll do messenger model, and you can use whatever model. You can keep experimenting for different things and then choose whatever looks good. I'm using a generic one right now. And for the prompt, again, this completely depends on what you want to get out of your summaries. I have prepared a prompt in advance. So, just a second. Okay. So this is the prompt I prepared. You are a professional meeting assistant. You will be given a meeting transcript, and your job is to produce clean, structured notes for the team. The transcript may contain timestamps and labels in VTT format. So this is just the formatting of a Zoom transcript. So a Zoom transcript will have a VTT format. So I'm just telling the model that you will have to parse that. So you need to ignore the timestamps and focus only on the names and what they said. So for the transcript data, again, what we do is we can execute the previous nodes to have some data ready. I'm just putting something fake for now. Okay. Um, so we'll have the Zoom transcript here, and then we can put it in here. And then this is the main prompt. You have a summary, write 3 sentences covering what was discussed and decided and what the overall outcome is. The action items, so list every commitment or task that was mentioned, task, owner, deadline. So I gave it a format, and then let me just put a new line. Keep the language professional and concise, and do not add anything that was not mentioned. I usually like to add this at the end so it doesn't hallucinate. Okay, so this is our model. Um, 1 second. Okay. Okay. And now we want to email this summary to someone, say the project manager or whoever's in charge. So for now, I'm just connecting a Gmail trigger. So here you can send a message. So I've already signed in, but it will ask you to sign in here. And then we want to send a message to, for example, I want to send it to Yana, this email. And it says summary. And what is the exact message? So the message will be the output of the model. So we just drag and we put it in here. And you can put whatever you want here as well. Here are the meeting summary notes. Okay. Okay. So
I have a question, Yana, here. So
yeah.
this can be done if you are hosting a meeting, or even attendant of that meeting can, do this.
Okay, so basically, this model to work, the one I've just made, you just need to have the transcript. So if you are someone who's hosted the meeting and you're recording it, it gets downloaded on your laptop. So you would need to have the agent in on your laptop or your server or whatever. So basically, whoever has the bot has to have the transcript ready. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Okay, so I executed this and it should probably have sent a fake email to my account, but let's try doing this with some real data. So I'm going to execute this entire workflow and I'm going to put a real Zoom transcript I have. 1 second. Okay. So I've pasted a Zoom transcript I have and I'm submitting it here. And then now I will go to my Gmail and see if it has sent me an email with the summary. Okay, here. So it just sent me this. So it's a summary that is talking about whatever was discussed with the action items, the deadline, and who has what task assigned. So this was another very simple workflow that just took whatever transcript you gave it and then put it in the model, and then it just sends a message to you on your email. So if people who are in the meeting want this to happen, they need to request the the transcript that Zoom generates. So the host would have to share it before everyone else gets to like put it in here. So this was another simple workflow that I prepared for this, and I think we can get back to the slides. If anyone has any questions, then please let me know.
Just a quick one. I mean, the only differentiator that this is Zoom, that was only the VTT format. Other than that, it can be any communication channel transcript, right? So,
Definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, so for this I use Zoom, but even if it's a normal transcript, you can just put in whatever format. It will make it easier for the AI model to parse through it and less likely for it to hallucinate or make a wrong meaning out of something that's just the format. So that's the only reason I actually specified that it's a VTT
Yeah,
format.
that's why you are mentioning this as Zoom. But other
Yes.
than that, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I will get back to the slides. 1 second. Uh, Okay. So, what you should, after knowing all this, we need to know how do we actually choose what parts of our business to automate or not. So, there are still some procedures that would benefit from more of a human touch. For example, if there are procedures in your workflow that are rare, like they don't happen a lot, and they're very rule based, they're very specific, then you can automate them later. You might not want to start with it because of the amount of rules or restrictions with it. A good candidate is procedures you do often, like maybe bi-weekly or multiple times in a week, or even just weekly. And they have certain rules which makes it very structured for the agent to do what it is programmed to do. So this makes it easier for you to program your agent's outcome in the prompt itself with whatever rules you have. And then there are procedures which have a lot of exceptions. Maybe they need a lot of human intervention. So those might not benefit from automation. Okay. So, concluding this entire demo today, we have the free tier N8N account that you can probably get started with. And then there are a lot of templates available on it as well that you can use. And you can maybe modify the templates to meet your business needs. And then next Saturday, Sunday, we'll look at more advanced demos which are probably some of the ideas you guys gave in the chats, maybe something related to CRM conversion or invoices or something that's more real time. So this session was designed to be more of an intro demo. So it was very simple. We can look at more real time and advanced kind of workflows next week. And you guys can have your accounts set up in the background running alongside the meeting, and then let me know if there's something that's going wrong then. So I think I'm done for today. And okay, so I'm done for today. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I hope you guys liked it. I will definitely incorporate your suggestions and your ideas for next time.
Thanks, Ram. Thank you. Thanks for the excellent Sunday and learning given.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys. So next Saturday, so Saturday preferably we'll be having it in the evening after 6 p.m. So few people told me that they're working. So from going forward we'll have on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so we'll dive more deep into it. And guys, there are a lot of N8N workflows which are already available on internet. Okay, there is a lot. I'll try and see whether I can get you a few stuff. The reason I didn't want to dump you with those things is like, few people would not even need those things. So it is always better that when you build it, it looks very good. And so don't worry about the challenges. Normally, when you start building it, you might face the challenge, and let's see a way to, solve it rather than thinking like what is going to happen. Okay. So thank you guys. So we'll catch you next week then on Saturday. So do share your suggestions and like what are things you want. So we'll try to incorporate those in the training programs as well. Okay. And I'll share the recording to you guys. Don't worry. Thanks, Jana. Thanks a lot. I will catch you next week then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.